Well, today
But it
I would
depends.
love
But
to.
yeah, it
Well,
depends.
today I would love to talk with Merkem Moe and 650G about video
See, you keep
games.
saying it like that. I'm just gonna mute your ass. That shit ain't sound good at all.
That's not sexy, nigga. Get it together.
Video
Yeah, yeah, the
games.
fuck is that? We not finna do
You
none
know
of
you
that.
like to play
What
your
games you
video
want?
games. Oh yes. Um.
Little big muscly arms.
So, was there
What?
any? Huh?
What? Oh, the fuck up, G.
That's the
Like,
old pedophile dude from
I know that.
from
You want to
Family
play
Guy.
some
Yeah,
video
the dude
games?
said some other shit. That was the big muscly arms. The fuck?
So,
That's
let me
it.
ask you. Let me ask you, Merk. I'll ask you first. Any good games in 2019 that that were?
No.
Oh shit. All right. Well. All right. Well. That
All right,
solves
man.
that problem.
All
Yeah,
right.
there
Nothing.
hasn't been none out there that's really been that appealing to me.
Not even
But you gotta
Division.
understand, the vision wasn't. It's not that great of a game. It's not what I expected it to be.
Oh.
They could have did a lot of better things with this, but they didn't.
And but
It
they
could have
acted
been
like
more
they
better
would. That's one thing they told
and more
me.
fresher.
Not me personally, but they said that they were going to do all these really cool things, and I'm playing it. I'm like, it's the same fucking game. There's just more
What
to
are you
it.
talking about?
It's like they could have
You
just
talking about?
given you DLC instead of made you buy a whole new game.
But that's the whole point. They want to make you buy a whole new game
No, I
instead of
know.
giving it to
I
you
know.
in
That's what I'm saying.
DLC
They
form.
acted like it was going to be
But
so
they
much
can't
better.
charge you $60 for DLC, even though they might try.
Destiny does.
Well, they could, depending on how expansive the DLC is.
No, when they charge you $60 for the DLC, that's like a whole season pass. That ain't just for one DLC pack. That's for that whole year season. So anything that comes out within that year, you automatically get it,
So it's
and you
basically
most
one
likely
big.
get it before everybody else.
Yeah. So they basically sell you one big game, but they just give it to you in increments. Same thing. Kinda.
Yeah,
Nah, fuck that
you
shit,
buy
son. Stop
if you
making
buy
excuses
if
for
you
these niggas, son.
Oh, I'm not.
no, it's
Wait a
not
minute.
making excuses. No, he's right because it's like buying two games even though you're only playing one.
And then you
Because
gotta
niggas
wait
used
for
to
the
do
shit.
that
Right.
shit for Call of Duty. I used to buy the season pass for Call of Duty. I pay $60 for Call of Duty and pay 50 or $60 for the season pass. So I have all the DLC maps. I did that shit like 2 or 3 times and I stopped that shit.
Yeah. So like,
Well,
I mean,
I buy the season pass for the wrestling game,
well, yeah, you're
but that's
because you're
because
one
I
more
want all
guys.
the new moves.
You
I
want
want
those
all the new
wrestlers to
moves,
come
the new
out, but see,
wrestlers that come
but
out.
that's whack though. But that's whack though. Like, cause all them wrestlers are already created. They just behind a paywall.
Yeah, most of them are already on the disc. You just have to
Unlock
Yeah,
it.
you
unlock
have to
them.
pay to unlock the shit.
They would do that in Destiny 1. They would ban people from playing Destiny because they would find out people they were finding spots to get into the new maps before they were released. Like, oh, come here, follow this, and we like drive around, go, oh, we get an idea of what the maps look like because there'd be little holes in the game where you could actually like go behind this rock and come up here, go over here, and they go, you gotta stay
On
along here,
certain
you're gonna fall and
PC
die.
games, niggas just go hit the data and find out all that shit.
Yeah.
They go
Right.
straight into the game data.
So there
See
really
what's
hasn't been
coming
anything
out.
this year that's even like kept you interested, or you pretty much just been
No,
wow.
no, I don't play single player games because I don't. That shit whack to me. I
Uh,
play online games and I play a lot of shooters
Well, we got
and I
the
play
with NBA
sports games.
2K20. That was a huge letdown. I mean,
Trash,
that thing got two
trash.
stars right out the gate, yo. Two
That's because it
Nah,
was
stars.
fucked up.
no. The thing about this, the thing right about the basketball 2K. Each basketball 2K after within a couple months, the game is actually gonna be real playable and be alright. It's just that with all the
On
money
launch, it was
that this
fucked.
motherfucking game makes out of niggas' pockets paying for VC and all this shit, and that's the game you gonna get 2 stars.
Yeah. And it's funny how
It
everybody
didn't
always
take
says,
two
Because
wrestlers.
this the thing. There's no way that like 2K20 wasn't better than 2K19 at the end of its cycle. Like when 2K20 first came out, it's not like there's no way you're telling me that that works. You should be better than the game that was just like because you know each game got a gaming cycle. At the end of 2K19's gaming cycle, 2K20 was not better than that when it first came out. Now it may be better than that, but come the fuck on. That
yeah,
shit
Right. I
shouldn't be happening
believe
in the
they gonna
game.
get 2K20 wrestling close to where it should be, but as far as the on palm release, that shit was a shambles. It's a
All
lot better
gaming
game now.
companies really need to do, yo, it's just that they love money too much. All they need to do, I believe, take years off in between gaming titles. Don't make one every year. Just make one
Yep.
every other year.
Yeah,
Like,
Yep.
Frost been
fuck
saying that for a
that.
long time.
Like,
Yeah.
it's just
But that's the thing too.
it's
That's
just a better thing.
But that's the thing too. It's basically like we paid to be their fucking game testers. We paid them to test their
Right.
Yeah,
game.
we paying to play betas. Like we're paying $60 to play fucking betas and demos and shit. Cause these games are really demos till they fix the shit. It's
Right.
it's never the completed game.
Yeah,
Which is bullshit.
yeah. I mean, and then you had other games like State of Decay 2, which is a multiplayer game. Now they made it, but
I
it,
like
it's
State
not-
of Decay.
Yeah, it's multiplayer, but it's not no PvP type shit. So that's
oh
what
no
fucks
no.
that
But
up.
it's still
That
for a
game
thing.
would that would actually be fun to me if it had PvP. Then I would consider that a good game for me. I
see-
think it may be a good game overall, but since it has no because I hate going against I hate
No,
going
this
against
fool
bots.
has
It's
to
too
compete
easy.
against a human.
Yeah, I have to.
Well, I mean, like what my point of it being is that it's just another one of those cases where it was this amazing indie game, which is single, and people are like, "Give us multiplayer," and then it gave you multiplayer, but it's only 2 people multiplayer, I think. I don't know, it's up to 4, but you really don't find anybody playing it.
But it's
It was
not,
4. No, but here, wait.
Because the multiplayer is no good.
No, but here's
There's
the thing
nothing to do.
here's the thing that sucked. They made it to where like I literally didn't play it because when I game shared with Dre was telling me, and damn it, Michael, who G knows, who he met him, is that you basically have to set up camp, protect people, get stuff for people, and then move on to the next one. It's like the same repetitive shit. It's like that kind of game. The structure and everything's there where it should be, like you said, multiplayer survival, where you're in there with your friends and they gotta try to survive, and maybe some people turn on you and you gotta survive
That's where you
hordes and
That's what happens in that
the
game, though.
PvP aspect. Like if they turn
No,
that
if it
into
was
a
into a
zombie
game where your
GTA,
group has to take over
like
another
how
group.
GTA is. Like
Yeah.
if they did it like that, like a zombie type of GTA, where you're on the map, like y'all, there's different settlements everywhere. You feel me? And you can
Yeah.
take over a nigga shit. Like yeah, that'd be dope. Like they got on some of these games like Rust or other games like that, where you can actually build bases and shit like that.
No, I'm
Then
watching videos
that
on
would
Rust.
be
That shit
hard.
looks awesome.
Yeah, but the graphics don't look awesome, but the actual
The graphics
gameplay
is
and what
whack,
you can
but
do.
What you do?
Okay.
But what you can
Yeah.
do, Rust is a game called Rust.
Rust. Okay.
Yeah, it's like
It's a
it's an
computer
open
game.
world online game.
Oh,
They
wow.
got it on I think they got it on consoles too now.
Do they?
That's why I seen Rust. Yeah, they bringing a lot of games like that to the consoles and shit too lately.
Yeah. Then
They
you
need
had
to
They
games.
go
got this
ahead
shit.
and
Black,
go.
Black Desert Online might be something niggas might like. It's a great, cause I'm starting to get into the MMO shit. I just don't like the way League of Legends look, cause they got the camera looking over you, like the top view. I don't like that.
Yeah,
view.
I hate that shit.
So
You see all the
Black
circles
Desert
around
Online
people?
got
That's
the camera
annoying.
view that's basically on you like a third person. So
Yeah.
I like that. But it's basically like a League of Legends type of shit. Like they got different type of like a warrior class, wizard class, ninja class, shit like that. You gotta go around building shit. You gotta craft shit. You gotta find materials, chop down trees. You can make both all types. You can actually sail on ships, all types of shit. Y'all had to look. I can't explain everything you can do on that. But that's a game that might actually be like that. I just ain't got it yet.
Damn it!
And that shit only $30, but they say that is sort of like a pay to win type of game. And what I mean by it takes so long to gather material for you to build certain shit that some niggas just put money on there and buy
They get
certain
into the
things.
game too deep.
Yeah.
Well, they had
Not
Go-
really give up, but you can just buy shit on there. You feel? You know how certain games go.
Well, that's the thing too. Like, I don't know if you played it, but they had Ghost Recon Wildlands, which was a really good game. So then they turn it into a multiplayer like you like, but it's called Breakpoint, and that game was so bad. People were saying that they were falling out of helicopters while they're flying the helicopter. They were just randomly falling out of it. It was so glitchy, and
But
it's
that's
only
just
online.
glitching and all that. But that ain't. But that's kind of I seen that. I'm not really too keen into them. Because it's 4v4, it's not enough action.
No, I know, but I'm just saying that
Motherfucker,
it's the fact that they had that.
multiplayer.
It just seems like
What
we're
I'm saying is why I wouldn't like that. I understand
No.
what you're saying. Cause it was the PvP came out later. They ain't even have it at first, so I knew that. But it's just that's not my 4v4. It's not enough action for me. Like it takes
Well,
too long sometimes.
Did you
The
ever
reason why I
try?
like the division because of the dark zone.
Did you ever
Dark
try
zone is where it's
Anthem?
at.
Did you ever try that game Anthem?
Trash.
Nah,
I would never
Dude, it
buy
looked
that.
so good. When I first played it, it was so
Yeah, it
cool,
looks
but it
amazing.
was
Trash.
that shit was breaking
No.
motherfuckers' consoles. I'm like,
Yeah, that shit was
nope.
brick. Yeah, that shit was bricking shit. Yeah,
that was a
that shit was
huge
bricking
letdown.
your
That was
console. When that
something
shit
big they were
first came
promoting
out, that
too.
shit was, because that's the problem. But see, this the thing people don't understand. A lot of times it's not the actual gaming company. It's the niggas that invest the money into that game telling them hurry up and push that shit out, even though niggas know the game not
Right.
ready. But these investors are saying, I don't give a fuck, hurry up and
Hmm.
push that shit
These
out. Then they
investors
gotta
have
push
sunk
that shit out.
companies with
Yeah.
that
They have,
bullshit.
yes, because all they worried about is their bottom line. They don't give a fuck about nothing else. They build up the hype, make people buy it, even though they know that shit trash. Once you brought the game, they don't give a fuck if you like it or not.
Yeah. Well, like, and then you have Battlefield 2,
Most of them.
or Battlefront 2, which was the Star Wars one, and that did so bad at launch. But like you said, instead of making a new game and having it come out, they kept patching that game and kept adding to that game. So that game's slowly becoming better and better and
Listen,
better.
there's nothing wrong with that because Division One did that. The game was cool, but it went through a phase where it was kind of fucked up when they introduced like new gear sets and things like that. So they had to do an overhaul in the middle of the gaming cycle, which made the game way better than what it was. So I'm not mad at that. Sometimes you might actually have to do that to your game, and it may be better for the game. My problem is that shit shouldn't have to happen in the fucking first place.
Yeah, it should be
That's it.
ready. Yeah.
I shouldn't have to. I shouldn't buy a game and then be in fear if this is a whole game or not.
And then you had a game.
That's
You had.
like back in the day. What was I forgot which Assassin's Creed it was, where niggas' faces wasn't showing up in the cutscenes. All you saw was their eyeballs and their mouth. Like that shit was weird as shit. How glitchy
What
that
the
shit
fuck
was.
is going on right now?
What's going on? What the fuck going on with you? What you talking about?
He's playing
This
NBA
game,
Live.
dude, like me and this dude been whooping ass, and all of a sudden we've been up by 5. We can't score. It just
It
nothing's
happens.
falling.
It happens. It happens, man. We used to go through them slouches too. We used to hate that shit. It happens.
Yeah, game
That's
over
when you
now.
know you
Put
gotta
back done.
really.
Fuck off,
That's when you
niggas.
really just gotta get a simple
But
basket to get your shit
yeah,
done.
slow down. That's what happened right now too.
And see, that's the thing
Go
too.
straight
That's the thing
down.
too. At least NBA Live was smart enough not to come out with
And this
one
the
because
thing,
they weren't
live
ready.
is
That was
fun.
good.
Like that's the thing. I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna be real with you. NBA 2K is light years ahead of live because of all the animations that they have. So because of that, it's many different situations in 2K that those animations can clean up. And live you can't. Like they don't have animations for certain situations. So stupid shit happens.
So you're
Because
sacrificing.
the
You're
game can't
sacrificing
account for it
animation and
because it don't
graphics for
have the
gameplay.
animation for that.
Live
Yeah.
doesn't have
But
enough
live
animations,
is
and 2K has too
that's what I'm
many.
saying. Too many, right? 2K has too many because they actually have too many. Like whereas those some animations are real glitchy and they do
Yeah.
stupid shit. But live don't have enough. Like they like if live, but live is funner.
It's a much
Live is
funner game.
funner. Is a
You can
much
play
funner
fundamental
game. And I
basketball and
was a
destroy
2K. I'm a
motherfuckers.
2K head. I love 2K, but live was just funner. Like and then the
Fun.
things that make live fun is I don't even have to go online and play. I can go play against computers with my man and unlock some fresh clothes for my nigga. Like
Right.
not being able to have to
Yeah.
spend money on my guy just made live. Like it just felt. But I would do that shit. Like I would go play the challenges to unlock the shoes and all that, just because like that shit was fun. Like that should be frustrating sometimes because sometimes the computer was tough as fuck, but it was worth
Hell
it because
yeah.
when I got them shorts I wanted and them shoes I wanted, nigga, and I got out there fresh when I did go online play some niggas like these niggas ain't even got these shoes yet. They ain't even played the challenge. Like that shit was dope. You know what I'm
Well,
saying? Like for real though. Like and then on live, like you gotta play to be nice at live. Like you ain't just putting no money in your nigga and now he's an 85 overall. You go to the park. Like
no, you
no,
gotta earn it.
you gotta
Yeah.
grind out.
Yeah.
So you gotta learn how to play
And the
with your guy.
grind is not so stupid. The
Yeah.
No, it's not
2K
as hard.
grind
It's a
is
grind.
ridiculous.
It's not no more like the 2K20 grind. It's like you niggas is reaching like 99 in a month.
Okay.
Well, because in
So it's
live
not
it's
ridiculous
live
no
it's
more.
good. You don't have to watch
But
cutscenes. You
live,
could just
you
play and
know,
level
you
up.
got a week. It's not even the cutscenes is not what make it bad. It's just that nigga, like for you to like, it took me 3 months to get to it. I'm not playing it like that. I'm not playing it every day hours on end. So it took me like 3 months, 4 months to get to a 90 overall. Like it shouldn't take me that long. I maxed out 2 different dudes on live within a week and a half, almost 2 weeks. Fucking with G, you seen it? Like the fuck?
Well, it's all on how you play too. Players, the one thing we can't forget about a lot of these games, even if they are decent enough to play,
That's
people
true.
ruin it. Other people ruin it.
No, that's true because live you get more points for an assist than you actually do for a bucket. So
Yep.
the
Right.
way I actually play live, I'm gonna rank up quick any motherfucking way
Well,
because
see,
I
that's the thing
pass
too.
more than I shoot.
It encourages you to play better and be a better teammate. And when people don't, that's just like, really, you get
But
more
yeah,
to work together
But
than
these
not
guys
to.
don't pay attention to that though. But
they
these
don't pay
guys don't
attention to that.
realize that. They don't pay attention to that.
Me and Mo
They don't
figured that shit
realize
out on 2K. I mean, on Live 18.
yeah,
Yeah.
you get more points for playing table ball than you do for playing hero ball.
But also live's good for people like me who like I like to play it, but I'm not really
No,
into
it's simple
basketball.
basketball. It ain't
Nah.
yeah, it ain't all that extra shit that 2K got. Like live is my man Payne loves playing it. He was a 2K, but it got too sophisticated for him, so he stopped playing 2K. But he loved playing it live. He got live 19.
Yeah. And then you got games like Madden. Madden 20 is probably the worst game because of all the stuff that they added. You could catch a pass, right? And your feet are not even in and they'll say they're in, or their feet are out and they'll say it's
But
in.
see,
They don't call it. You can't even
that
challenge
that
Those are
plays.
happens.
just
It's little.
mistakes.
See, those are
Like,
little glitches.
all the
That's
time,
in all
dude.
Madden games. It's not. But see,
No, this year's the
thing
worst.
that makes no. The problem with Madden is not. That's not the biggest issue with Madden. The biggest issue with Madden is you're the only fucking football game out, and there's no creativity.
Yeah.
Like you keep giving us the same recycled garbage year after year.
You know what's
Just
funny
adding
too?
new players to the game because of the draft.
And the
Like,
and the
and you
fact
making
that
the graphics a little bit better.
And the fact that they don't have the competition, dude, in the last few years, literally 3-4 years, they're teaching you how to play. Well, if you push it forward and hold the button, it gets a faster pass. If you tap it and hold forward, it lobs it. It's like, dude, I knew this shit like 10 years ago. It's like they didn't
No,
even know
but
their
see,
own product. It's like
no,
they
it's
discovered and
not.
said,
It's
hey, we
not
could put it
that.
in
No,
there.
no, that's not what it is. That's not what the problem is. This
That's
is
for the
that
new
these young
motherfuckers.
players. No,
Yeah.
it's not. Yeah, that. But these new niggas don't. They don't know. They don't want to play the game and learn shit on their own. They rather go watch somebody else tell them how to play the game.
Yeah, but when they're
Right.
teaching me
Watch
how
a
to do
YouTube
that and I
Niggas,
got to go
video.
through that, I'm like, I already knew how to do all this shit. You're just figuring it out now? Like,
But
this
see,
shit's always been in
I
there.
mean,
that's-
see, but
that's
that
the
tells you
problem
who
that
they're
schools
marketing the
have.
game to.
But that's
Yeah.
the
That tells you
problem
who
that
they're
schools
marketing the game
have.
to. They're
You may
marketing
be
to
more
the new,
advanced in this class, but
the
there's
new,
more
the
than
new
you in
player.
this class. The teaching is more than you in this class.
And
The
another thing
teacher
they
has
do
to
too,
teach everybody.
and if you want to play other people, the best chance for you to get to play somebody, even someone with a better connection, like a good connection, is you got to play like those fucking 3 minute, like the 5 minute games that end in like 3 minutes. And it's like, I want to play an actual football where I could be behind and you're fumbling and I'm getting the ball
Yeah,
back
but
and the
you have
drama
to
of the game, and people take
account
that
for
out.
But see,
motherfuckers'
the
lack
thing,
of
but see, that's the thing
attention
about
span.
that two killer phone.
Uh,
You can add the time up on the clock, but the way these niggas play, you're not gonna win those games if you do. Like
Ranked
there's
matches are
not too
all
many niggas that can
accelerated
actually
clocks.
come back and because the way they play, these
No.
niggas hold the ball in the third quarter. Like they
Yeah.
literally start holding the ball in the third quarter.
Yeah.
I'll be like, yo, y'all that serious? Like I understand, like football is football. At least in real life, you don't start holding the ball in the fourth quarter. But in the third quarter, y'all start holding the ball. You put it on true clock. Come on, bro.
Dude, people used to
Come on,
hate
bro.
playing against me when they had this. I worked at Hollywood Video, and Game Crazy was the sister store, and it was connected. And we would play Madden, and even like whether I was playing online or in the store, people would get pissed because, dude, I knew what plays I would throw. I would bomb the ball. I knew how to use people, and I actually, just like I was teaching Dre about wrestling, I was using Kansas City Chiefs. I forget what year it was. I think it was like 16. The Chiefs were like, their defense was
He was
just
teaching
unbelievable.
Dre about wrestling.
Wrestling. But anyway, it was like I taught this one guy. I kept using. He goes, "How are you using him?" And I told him he would beat everybody that came in, and this guy never really played the game. And he was playing it, and it was like people would get mad at me because I would bomb the ball, and I'd be like fourth and like 30, and they go, "Why are you doing that? You're ruining the game."
All
I'm
right,
like,
this shit ain't
"You could
exciting.
stop me."
Go to another story. Go to another story. That shit
Well,
ain't
the
exciting.
point
Fourth
is,
and
the point is,
You better
people
punt that ball.
people get mad. It's like they want to play within the rules, but they don't want to actually play. Like people will hold on to the ball. I hate that shit. It's like, dude, it's a game. Just enjoy it. But then you got
People
Borderlands
can't
3.
take a loss these nowadays. I'm a single player. I'm not with that.
No.
Campaign shit. I'm not with too many campaigns. It got to be something like Splinter Cell. Splinter Cell, I do. That's my shit. I'll play that.
Yeah, but Splinter Cell didn't come out. They're not coming out with one until the
They
next
about
system.
to come out with it. No, I don't care. But that's what I'm saying.
Well, no,
That's
these are
the,
just
that's the
these are
type
just
of
the
shit I like
failures.
to play. No,
We're just
no,
talking about
I'm
the
just saying that's
failures
the
in
type of
19.
campaigns is what
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like to play. I'm not really talking about the failures.
Well,
I
you
don't give
like?
two fuck
Did you
about
play
the failures
Blacklist?
because there's a lot of games I don't know. Yes, I played Blacklist. I have Black. I actually have it on my Come on,
That game is so
360.
much fun, man. You could go in any style you want.
I've
Stealth.
never heard of that.
Oh, dude, it's so
Oh,
much fun. You
Splinter
would love it,
Cell
G.
Blacklist is on 360.
Oh,
Like that shit dope. It's a real dope.
dude,
You played the Splinter Cells before, right, G?
Yeah,
Do you like the Splinter Cells?
I played them
dude,
before. I
this,
never played Blacklist though.
dude, this is the
The
best one.
Blacklist is dope. Nah, fuck no. I ain't nah. That's a lie.
You don't like
That I'm
that?
not with. Not yet. No, I can't.
What?
I ain't gonna say it's the best one. It got like kind of the best. I still believe Conviction is better. Just the shooting on Conviction was better. The shooting.
Yeah. I mean, in Blacklist, there's more you can do. Plus, there's some stuff you could work together with random people. But I could beat Conviction with just
The
a hand, with a
multiplayer on
pistol and a
Blacklist
silencer.
is better. The multiplayer on Blacklist, yeah, that's the thing about. That's what I loved about Conviction. You can beat that shit with a pistol and a silencer. You can run through the whole thing with just a pistol. I ain't
Yeah.
never had to pull out a big gun.
Yeah.
But that's how accurate the shooting was.
And their multiplayer co-op is really difficult. It's a lot harder than the game.
No, it's actually fun shit. Not that much harder, but it was fun. Me
No,
and
not
my
in a
homeboys
bad
used
way.
to
Not
play
in a
all the
bad way.
time.
Not in a bad way.
Yeah, me and my homeboys used to play that shit all the time. That shit was
Yeah.
fun.
No, I'm just saying it was more of a
But the
challenge in the
Blacklist
game.
multiplayer is way better because it's different because you can do third person view or first person view because you got spies versus mercs. The mercs is first person and spies is third person.
All right, how about
You
Red
actually
Dead?
trying to kill
Did you
each
get
other.
Red Dead
That
too?
shit was dope. No, I played it for a little bit when me and the nigga Woe was game sharing. He had it. I'm not like it's just nothing but a Wild Wild West
Gonna
GTA.
get up
So
for a minute.
I'm
In a minute, and go to the doctor.
Yeah, because
I'm
Red
not
Dead 2,
impressed.
it's you couldn't play that game without people constantly killing
To
you.
Mo.
Yo, what you
Everybody
say?
got a message to
My
Mo.
son has Red Dead too. I never
What up,
touched it.
though?
Yeah, dude, the multiplayer will kill you because, like, dude, people are killing you left and right. You come in and kill you again and kill you again. You can't even, like,
Of course. Yeah.
it's one of those games that
Yeah.
you have to, like, really
course.
play at the times when no one's on
Uh,
in order to,
right.
um,
To succeed.
in order to, what do you call it?
This nigga.
To get enough weapons and get high enough to
This
be able
nigga.
to handle these people.
It ain't nothing but a Wild Wild West GTA. But what you was saying, LJ? Mm-hmm.
My homegirl that battle raps from DC, her name is OG Pratt, and they're undefeated. But anyway,
But
she was doing this battle, and this girl named Caution. You know what I'm
yeah, like I said, I've been looking at Black Desert online. Ain't nothing really outside that I really look at or pay attention to.
saying? Has
Shit's
anybody
whack.
been jamming to the
Nothing
murder
out there.
shit? We outside? Y'all ain't been, oh, damn, I don't know nothing about that.
Well, the 2K20,
No,
that's the last game, like, I want to talk with G about, too. It's like, because that's the kind of game
No.
that's... What?
Talking about the
Well,
wrestling
wrestling-
game.
2K. Man, fuck 2K.
No, we
What
talking
else
about
you
all
wanted to
games.
talk
We
about,
just
bro?
got to the wrestling. We just got
You
to the
know
wrestling.
goddamn well what we're gonna talk about with that is fuck 2K,
Oh.
bro. That's it. That's your answer. That's all you're gonna get from us. What G gonna
Trash.
say? What G gonna say is a good game. It just need a little bit fixing. That's your
Yeah.
answer. So,
Well,
there it
it's
is.
not. It's not so much as just the answer. It's more like the. It's more like the certain things
What the
that
issue
you just
really
can't
is.
believe. It's the emotion, the just the disbelief of how the game is so bad.
Yeah,
like,
that's why we say fuck 2K. That wrap all that shit up.
well, that's the sad part,
Yeah.
man. Are you still on 19?
I'm on both.
Oh, you're on both. I can't. My shit still crashes. So I mean, when you do updates
yeah.
and my WCW ring, my women's ring, it fucking the whole thing's dark. I feel like I'm playing a feed match. Like what the shit, man? I'm just like
Well,
I'm
turn the lights
about.
on.
No, I know, but it's just a point that it's like when they're gonna update it again, it's gonna make it worse. It's gonna make it bright, shinier, or
Dude,
something.
Go to your. Did you fix your arena?
Dude, the arena was already done. I've already recorded like 2-3 shows, and when I went to go look at it to see what I did to get rid of that shadow, that really bright light by the entranceway during a match, I went in there and looked at it. I'm like, why this shit is this so dark? Everything was like blacked out. Like what the hell? It was like a lights out match. And I was just like, you know what, I'm done. And it kept crashing every time I'm trying to like put together my Outlaw Mud Show arena, and it's like,
Are you letting them coming out? Are you like you got interest on?
no, I even did it without entrances, and the shit just crashed.
How long you been on? How long you on 2K?
I haven't done
shit is
anything in
tricky.
I haven't tried to do anything in a
No.
week.
No, I'm talking about when you was doing that. Like, how long was you on the game, playing the game
Well, trying to
before you
record a
start the
match, I
show?
just started.
Alright.
Yeah, shit crashes. I do what G
No.
said. G said take the entrances out. But then again, a lot of people too on Twitter are saying, fuck that. If you can't have entrances, what's the point of using it? It's like, like, because you attack people during
If you
entrances.
can't have entrances.
Yeah, I know, but when it comes to these shows, a lot of
I
times
I
mean,
mean,
people say
you
to
can
take it
cut
out.
certain things off when you turn the entrances off in the game, but like,
Cause they will freeze or do the entrance. It will freeze.
Now,
if
has-
you wanna
It would
do
that.
certain things
Yeah.
on this new game, you have to make exceptions.
No.
Like,
well, $100 says I shouldn't
Like-
have to.
Of
I
course.
feel you.
Of course, I definitely do.
I'm with
So
you
that's
on
why
that, but
So that's why I say fuck 2K.
that's not the reality, bro.
And it's funny how
You gotta work with the
everybody's game
Yeah, you have-
does something
you have-
different. It's not even
Yeah,
like a
you gotta
common
fool
issue.
around with it.
Yeah. I don't know.
You gotta fool around with it to find out where it'll play all the way through and where it'll go freeze. And,
I like playing the new game. Playing 2K20 is dope. It's just like it's certain little shit that's dumb, like the fact that you can't use your second attire online. That's
agree.
stupid. Like why? Why
Yeah.
did they take that away?
We
Yeah.
just want you to hurry up and just play. It's just them motherfucking crybabies, bro. It's them crybabies. We don't.
No,
wanna
some
wait
things
till
they
too
probably
long.
didn't even mean to be like that. It just fucked up, and they probably forgot all about the shit. Then the last minute they realized it wasn't. Then they be like, "Fuck it, they ain't gonna miss it."
Yeah, but see, that's something
Shit,
I'm worried
I've been
about for
complaining
next
about
year.
that shit.
That's something
I
I'm
know
worried
you
about next
would,
year. They
but-
said that they cut the budget, that they had to like lay people off. So, I mean, usually if the game's done by now. It's usually done by February and March.
All that
So,
money
I
ain't
mean,
down, so how the fuck they,
It's
anyway.
definitely not done by February, March.
that they said in the spring is when they start having testers, and then they do the touch-ups over the summer, and then it comes out in the fall.
Yeah, see,
Oh, you
that
talking
was
about the
totally.
base game is done?
Yeah, and the testers start testing it in the spring, and then they start tweaking it into the summer, and then the summertime they try to fix whatever and
I think
touch it up.
2K waited till the last damn moment to do all that shit. Didn't do it ahead of time. I know what you're saying. It
See,
seems
the
like
way
they-
you're saying it, it's like they have portions of time where nothing's happening.
No. It's all in a process. It's like right when the new game comes out, they've already
I mean,
started working
everything
on the
is
next
done
one.
in the process. What I'm
No,
saying,
it was
though.
no because when 2K took over from THQ, around this time is when THQ let it go, and 2K just took their game and just kind of tweaked it a little, and then it came out. They didn't have to do much. 'Cause
Nah,
the game
the
was
first
already
one
made.
that 2K put their name on was 14,
15,
and
15?
all they did was put their name on the box. The
Yeah,
game
THQ
was
did it. Yeah,
completely
it was done. Yeah, it was done already. But they send it out for testing. I think it's like February, March, April, and then they send it out, and
Whoa,
then they bring it
whoa,
back,
whoa,
or
whoa.
and then they kind of tweak whatever issues they might have, and
Yeah, gang, with it.
I don't
We
know.
got
The
14
fact that
was
they
the
don't
shit.
promote it at E3 is a huge problem. They need
13
to
to
start promoting
14
that
was
shit.
the shit. 13 to 14 was the
They
shit.
couldn't
like
have.
the
See,
same.
the thing is, the game don't be ready to start promoting.
Well, just
at
have
by
a
E3.
small version like they used to. Remember, we used to get demos where you'd be Kane versus Triple
That-
H. At least that was like a taste of it.
Yeah,
of what
but
to
the
come.
shit doesn't play properly for them to be able to test it at E3. It's never ready. It's never to that point.
Well, then why not? Why not do something like Rockstar did? And when the game comes out, you can't go online for a month, and then they could keep tweaking. It buys them an extra month. They did that with Grand Theft Auto.
Bros, you got ask them folks that shit, bro.
Yeah.
That
You
shit
know,
whack
you gotta
though.
ask them folks that shit, bro. You really gotta ask them that shit.
I would love
You
to have
gotta ask
Rockstar
them,
take
bro,
over the
'cause
game.
They the only reason if you talk to them the best way you can, you probably fuck around and fix that game. You gotta talk to them, bro. G ain't got the answer.
Could you imagine though? Could you imagine though?
like that, bro?
Could you imagine though having Rockstar do that game? What they put into Grand Theft Auto, the work and the money. That wrestling game would be the fucking bomb. Like no one would ever be able to compete.
Gang outside with it.
I don't think so, bro.
Gang
Rockstar games are
outside
choppy.
with it.
Grand Theft Auto is giving you a ton of stuff for free, man.
Outside with it.
Giving you
They're still
some
coming.
stuff for free and the game being choppy are not the same
Choppy?
conversation.
It's actually
The
gotten a
whole
lot
gang
better.
outside with it. Whoa. The whole gang outside with it.
Wow. Has anybody played that Crackdown game? Crackdown 3?
I played it. It's on the Game Pass.
I thought it was a fun game to play. I just thought there was too much to do in such a small area. I think they could have done more with it, especially with all the time that they took to actually make it. That's why I still feel like 2 is the best one.
You ain't recording us, is you?
Huh?
Are you recording us?
Yeah.
Yeah, he been recording since before you came
Oh,
in here.
god damn it, you can't put this out there. You gotta edit this, because I'm playing somebody else. Let me turn my reason on. You gotta let me know ahead of time.
You just said to keep going with it.
Yeah, go ahead.
I
No,
did-
just go ahead, though. He didn't know you was recording, though. But it don't matter.
Yeah, just edit that part out, bro. For YouTube.
No, that's fine. That's fine. It's just
some music in the background.
no, that's fine. We're pretty much done anyway. Because basically, 2019 was kind of a flop. It was huge high hopes for games, and it was just
2018 been butt too. Well, I don't
Huh?
know. Spider-Man came out in 2018, didn't it?
Spider-Man
Yeah.
was the shit.
that's 18.
That's
Yeah,
the
Spider-Man
only
was
game
dope.
2000 was
Yeah,
18 or
Spider-Man
19.
was
18.
Yeah, he
18.
was killing them.
18.
PS4.
Spider-Man was dope.
Yeah, he was killing
Yeah.
shit.
But
No,
I'm
I
talking about
think
like,
Mortal Kombat 10 and 11 was good.
yeah, but nah,
But what?
I don't know. I just felt like
What?
it felt different than the older ones. I don't know. It felt
As
more
opposed-
protected.
opposed to- Protected of what, Frost? What is it scared of?
Huh?
What is Mortal Kombat scared of, Frost?
I didn't say I was scared. I just said that it just feels like it wasn't as, I don't know. It had a different feel. Like, I know they're trying to make it more because the Injustice games, the DC ones, did so well, the Gods Among Us and whatnot, that they're kind of leaning towards that instead of sticking to what they were. Because did you hear now that they have the you could buy for $100, you could buy Mortal Kombat 11 with the DC characters, and the DC can fight Mortal Kombat characters, but yet there's an issue. It's not working for everybody. They're not able to do that. It's just, I don't know.
You know they already had Mortal Kombat already had a game of Mortal Kombat versus DC.
No, yeah, I
Yeah,
got
it's just
that.
a little pack. It's not DC characters. It's just something like the Joker. It's not a whole bunch of DC characters. It's just something like the Joker.
No. In the new 11,
in
new 11, they made it to
I know
where
in
the
the new
Injustice
11.
2 that you could have all Injustice 2 characters fight all Mortal Kombat characters. But apparently it wasn't working. There was issues.
Yeah, Robin, my man.
Oh well, he ain't fit. Well, oh Robin get down, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, he get down.
No, I like Damian Wayne Robin though. That's the Robin I
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
Damian
That boy
Wayne.
is a
And he
motherfucking
got bodies
No, we
at
talking about
13.
man. We
He'll
talking about
kill you.
Motherfucking gangster. Talk about it. He'll kill you, nigga. He's 13 years old.
Yeah, but you
He
can't
killed
forget.
by little
Damian
boys in
Wayne's the
tights.
truth.
You can't forget about the one from the show Titans, the one on Titans that was on Titans.
no,
Drake.
man. You talking about a cartoon?
Damian
Drake.
Wayne, which one? That's
No.
Tim Drake.
that's
The Red
Tim
Hood.
Drake.
No.
Tim Drake. The Red Hood.
Yeah, that's Tim. No, Tim Drake sucked.
Red Hood was
What you
good. What you
talking
talking about? Red Hood was
Yeah,
good.
Man,
somebody
what are you
Nickelodeon
talking about?
motherfucker, man.
Damian Wayne is the best Robin.
Oh no,
He
no. I'm
got
just saying that.
bodies.
I'm just saying
Smoke
that.
your ass.
The grandson of Ra's al Ghul, you better leave that boy alone.
And the son of Bruce Wayne, he will smoke your ass.
You know they got
Those dogs
a
get
new
too
52
smart.
and shit that's saying that he's really
The whole gang
Deathstroke.
outside with
son.
it.
It is not really Deathstroke, son. Shit whack.
It's out there, man.
We ain't
It's
finna do all
another
that.
universe doing this.
I know,
Deathstroke.
I know. It's a whole many different. We ain't with all that, but in the main continuity, niggas Bruce Wayne, son. This is what we doing. That's what we talking about. We ain't talking about all these other alternate timelines and all that
We
bullshit.
I
talking about
don't know
official- we
why
talking about official
even
Robin, right?
make up a story of that.
So
No, what you mean? No, it's just a different. It's just a different timeline. A different timelines, different things happen.
well, yeah.
Yeah, 'cause I'm talking about the real Robin, the one that turns back on Batman.
Yo, did y'all
He
watch
left
the
us for dead.
Oh,
Joker,
that's my man Dick Grayson.
Yeah.
Nightwing. That's Nightwing.
Oh, that's the
Nightwing
real
dope.
Robin.
too, though.
That's the real
Yeah,
Nightwing's a
Nightwing
beast,
dope
too.
too.
That's the real
Yeah,
one.
Nightwing dope. Yeah,
Pop
that
them
is the
guns.
real
Tim,
one.
Tim
Pop
Drake,
them guns
he's the
on your
Red
ass.
Hood.
Batman ain't like that shit.
No,
He did not like
no,
that.
no. That's
He like-
Tim Drake is not the Red Hood. Jason Todd is the Red Hood.
Jason Todd, you're
Oh,
right,
yeah,
you're
Jason
right.
Todd.
we don't
Jason
use
Todd.
guns.
Jason
Wait.
Todd is a
Todd is
fucking,
Red Hood.
that's a fucking monster.
He
Like,
not. He a savage.
he's a
Red Hood is
monster.
a savage.
Wait, which one was
The
the
whole
Arkham
gang
Knight?
outside with it.
The same one that was Red Hood.
Yeah, that's
Red
still
Hood.
Jason Todd.
Anyway, so is there
Yeah,
any
I found
games?
everything.
Is there any games in 2019 that anybody here liked that was like a definite
No.
buy?
No.
I didn't. I mean,
No.
the Star
No,
Wars.
there
game,
was nothing
that shit
out
was
here
dope.
that
I
was.
gotta get.
Oh,
I
yeah,
gotta
yeah,
get-
yeah,
I gotta
yeah.
get-
You know
I
what?
gotta get the- I
I'll
gotta get the-
say,
I
I'll
gotta
say
get the Gears
because
of
of
War
Mo and
5.
G,
I think it
I
was-
say
Gears 5 was
NBA
tight.
Live. I say
No,
NBA
Live,
Live for
but
me.
that. Nah, live ain't. It's not a
No,
definite.
was
because
good.
y'all gotta hear me out
Cool,
though.
it's cool.
You gotta hear me out because it's like the first
Just
basketball
that the
game I
fuck shit
actually
that's going on
enjoyed. Because y'all
online.
know I never had one.
Line, my bad.
Remember, you used to make fun of me because I used to play
Online.
2K14.
The whole game
It's
got
like
fun with it.
18 and shit. That's the only one I would play, but yeah,
Shut up.
I fucks with live. That's the purchase I say that was good for me because
So
I actually enjoyed it.
Star Wars Fallen Order and live and LJ, what do we say about 2K?
What, 2K what?
What do we say about
Wrestling?
2K? If somebody
Fuck
says,
2K,
should I buy it?
fuck
What do you say? Mo?
WWE 2K19 was actually pretty good.
2K19 was the shit, but that
A
came out in
whole-
20.
2K19.
You talking about
2K20.
Yeah, right now, fuck
2K20
all
So give me a
wrestling?
soundbite, LJ.
Dude,
Give
I
me a soundbite.
believe-
What about 2K20?
that. Shut the hell
Give
up,
us
bro.
that
Don't try
Yeah,
to give me
2K20.
Fuck
don't try to get me to
2K20.
be amped up. No, man, 'cause they rob people for that money, man. They know that game.
I feel like
fixed.
I don't understand
They
how
knew
come
damn
there
well what
wasn't a
they was
class
doing.
action lawsuit.
Right, dude. When the first PSP came out, there was pixels missing. They had a lawsuit within a week.
See,
I even handed
all
mine
I
in and
know
got a
is
new one.
I kept on the motherfucker slipping and pressing
I
in
mean,
his
like,
fucking
should I
face.
be able to get some bread back for both the
Maybe
games?
that might make them fix the game.
Yeah, at least give me $50 back on my shit. It'll
Right.
lighten the
Hell,
blow.
fuck.
I only
No,
paid
no.
I only paid
Just fix
54,
the
but
fucking game.
yeah.
How the fuck, you know what I'm saying?
If you
Like-
can prove,
like I said,
when they come out with the next wrestling game, if you can prove that you bought 2K20, you
should get
should
it for
get it
free.
half off or free.
Thank you. I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
All right, so
Well,
we're
you
all
know
in
what,
agreement.
bro,
We're all in
you
agreement.
know,
There was only
They
3
was
good
right
games.
into your
You know
Xbox
what?
account
But see, the
and
problem is,
found
people
out
that
that
bought
out.
it, like, they quickly say that they bought it.
Nah, like like me, for instance, I bought it digitally. They know the date that I downloaded the game on. It's
Oh, yeah.
I
attached
still got my
to
receipt.
my tag.
When you go to purchase 21, they should say, "Oh, wait a minute, you only have to pay $29.99."
No, what they need
Right.
to fucking do is this.
Right.
Make sure they fix the shit before
That's
they put it
fair.
out. That's it. Be more professional. It's not that fucking hey, man, they know the fuck they. I'm not trying to get no excuse for the shit they did, yo. It's no excuse.
No, it's not.
Was it wild?
And it's under the same umbrella. It's under the same umbrella as Rockstar. And Rockstar made $1 billion. They got more than enough money. Make good on their shit.
Rockstar's, it's under the same umbrella, but it's its own separate entity. They don't take money from Rockstar.
Take 2 games,
and
yeah.
give it to 2K.
Well,
Yeah, they work at the same company, but in 2 different offices.
maybe it's
Yeah.
That's
Shit, Red Dead
They really
Redemption
do. Stop playing.
is
Stop getting
broken.
dumb.
Dude, Red Dead Redemption, you can't play that shit online. That was the best part. You get online and people just shooting you for fun.
Why you
And
in
then when
here
you accidentally
complaining
shoot
about the
somebody,
game?
they get mad at you.
Holy, I'm killing Red Dead. What are you talking about?
So cheating ass.
Yeah. yeah.
Fucking Glitch
You
Master
want to get on
General.
Red Dead? I'll
Nah,
give you a
he
couple of
gonna
dollars.
expose himself.
You know,
He
people
I'll
come
give you a
to the room
couple
like, are you the
dollars.
guy, Mac Mill?
I tell
Mr.
you how to
Glitch?
glitch.
I'm like, what? Like, you might be
Do
the
this,
ops.
you
Don't
do
talk
that.
to me.
And then
Talking, asking about me. Don't be asking about me. Let me ask you. What? No.
All right, well, this has been a fun discussion. Mac Miller joined late, Merkem Moe, G, and LJ. Until next time.
I do a little funky.
Oh, okay. That's a very good. That's real good.